Hey y'all, welcome back to Stitchy Reese Pieces. I am Erica and I'm here to give you a little update on what I've been working on. I like to share all things stitchy that I do, whether that be sewing, crocheting, mostly cross stitch, and now I'm learning how to knit, so that as well. So I'm here for an update today, and it should be pretty quick. I have to go kind of quickly, and I have some new things to show you. I am gonna forget stuff. Oh, that's what it was. Somebody asked me why my channel was Stitchy Reese Pieces, or how to pronounce that, or what it means. So years ago, I started an Etsy shop, and I needed a quick name, and I thought it was kind of funny. My last name is Reese, and so I thought it would be funny if I used my name as kind of a play on word for Reese Pieces, because I like Reese Pieces. So it sounds kind of, the same as Reese Pieces, but it's just spelled to go with my name. So that's why I stuck with the name Stitchy Reese Pieces, and yeah, hope that answers that question for those of you out there who were wondering. The next thing that I will share is sewing that I did, and this time, so I showed, I think on my last video, that I made this bag for the knitting stuff that I was working on, because I was teaching myself to knit, and I was going to learn how to knit socks. So I made a fun bag. This one is all a specialty vinyl. I only had a little bit. I don't have any more. So I made this for myself, and someone was asking if I was going to sell bags, and I thought, well, sure, I can list a few in my shop. And so that's what I did. I made a couple different bags, so I thought I'd show them. If you are a knitter or crocheter or just want kind of a wider flat bottom bag, I now have some bags in my shop. So I have like a larger size, which isn't that big, but a larger size and a smaller size, and it's just got a nice flat bottom. It's got a zipper that comes off, and so what's nice is that, well, this one wasn't a good example to show on here, but is it opens really wide so you can see inside. That was the bigger one. Here's one with like fun sparkle vinyl. You can see like it opens really wide, so on camera you can't see in here very well, but in real life, even though it's dark, you can really see into this whole nice bag. So we have a larger one and a smaller one, and either will hold like socks. I've never knit a sweater. This might hold a sweater, I'm not sure, but small projects, definitely like a scarf would fit in here, and the bigger one. So yeah, so there's this blueprint, this fun one, which has like a rainbow zipper on it. Then I have two other small ones. I have this kind of, I call it the Alps print for a small one, and then bunnies. And then last one is another kind of holiday, Christmas big one. So it's got the cotton fabric, and then a faux leather bottom. And again, this one's yellow on the inside. Opens up big. So if you're in need of a bag, I have those, and I have cross-stitch project bags in my Etsy shop, which is linked below. For those who are not interested in that, let's move on, and we will talk about something fun at the very end that I learned to knit, but let's go to cross-stitch. So, sorry for the crinkly noises. Let's see. Like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry. This is going to be a short video. There's going to be crinkling, there's going to be zippers. I haven't done anything. This is a last minute thing I'm going to work on. So what did I do? Let's see. I did not do those two. Okay. I worked some on Cottage Evening Sunset. It's an artisty pattern by Dominic Davison. I originally started in the middle, got rid of it, restarted, and I started over here, and I did all the black for quite a bit. Quite a bit of that, like, first page. And then I ran out of my black, was waiting for a shipment, and started filling in. And so I did some more. Gosh, okay, I really need to figure out the window. I need to switch my camera, and I know I need to, but my kids have a huge mess on the other side, and I don't really want that in the background, so I'm going to have to fix that problem. Anyways, this is that top corner, and you can see I've kind of filled in some other colors And yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. So that's that one. And this is on 25 count, 10 stitch. I think I'm getting a delivery. Here's something. 10 stitch, so just a half cross on 25 count with 2 threads. And I use CXC, and I like CXC better because it's kind of fluffier, so it just, I don't know, I just like it. And I recently switched to the 25 count, and I'm really liking that, and I think that will be my new go-to. Okay, the other one I worked on, this one just a little bit, you're not going to see much, but it was Abraham Hunter Silent Night by Artisy. I love that blue. There's another pattern similar to this that has like deer, and it's very blue and wintry on Charting Creations, and I might have to buy it. But I keep telling myself, no, you just bought this really pretty blue winter. You don't need another one, but I might. Anyways, I started up in the corner, so I'm literally just in trees, so this doesn't really look like anything. But I don't know, I have quite like some hundreds of stitches in there, but it doesn't look like much. So that's that one. I do like on this 25 count that it's really not going to be that big. Like some of my other ones are so huge, so it's really not going to be all that big, which is nice. Let's see what else I worked on. This one was a new start, I think last time I showed it to you, and I've gotten pretty far. I'm probably at least like a third of the way through. And I've seen multiple people doing this now. It is by Hannah Levchuk. I think My Brave Stitch on Etsy. It's called Autumn Street. I just think it's like such a perfect fall street scene, and I really love it. This one I'm doing on 22 count hardanger that I had. And recently I got these Nerd hoops for my birthday, and I really like these. So I've been using them for everything, and it's making it so much better. But oh, I love the colors in this. I'm not usually a warm color person. I like blues and cool colors. But for fall, I feel like it just looks so nice and like looks so pretty against that blue. So you can see it side by side. Yeah, I've got most of that. I just have a little more to go up here, and that kind of that top half of that circle will be done. I'm hoping that it will fit in that frame when I'm done, and then I can switch that out for like spring and summer and put this in for like fall. I don't know if it'll fit or not, but that's this one's fun, and it's simple. It's like got blocks of color. It's not full of confetti, so that one's fun. Let's see. Oh, this was a restart. I had started this on, I don't know what, like 18 count I think, and it was gigantic, and I was gonna have to do like 4 strands thread, and I didn't want to do that, so I restarted it. This is Heaven and Earth Designs, The Pleasures of Winter by Terry Redlin. I love his artwork because of the lighting. I just love the feel of so many of his pictures, but they are huge. This one is huge too. But I restarted it on 25 count, so it would be a little bit smaller. I'm just like up in this tree. I think there's, I don't know, this tree I think is probably multiple pages, but yeah, so I'm just kind of on the tree and the sky, and I mean, so I have it all put up, but like compared to that other one that was going to be kind of smallish, you know, this thing is, I can't even, it's gonna be huge. So yeah, I have a ways to go, but I really like the image. I think it's just so pretty, so that would be really cool to have on my wall one day. Maybe when I'm 90 it'll be done, if I can still see. Okay, let me wrangle this fabric all back up together. So yeah, I restarted that one, and I admit I did not spend a lot of time stitching these last couple weeks. So the others, even this one, I mean, didn't have a ton of work done in it because I was teaching myself to knit. So most of my stitchy time, which is in the evening after my kids go to bed, which is like 8 to 10 p.m.-ish, that's the majority of the time I stitch. And so most of that time I was learning to knit instead. But I did get some stuff done. I have two more after this one. So this is Countryside Christmas by Rosemary Berlin from Stitches So Beautiful. I really like the colors on this one. I started down here and then screwed up and decided I didn't want to keep like counting off of my screw ups, so I went up the side to the top and then I was doing a diagonal. So I did a diagonal and then I kind of just kept going wherever I wanted. I'm not good at staying like in a box or in a diagonal because I just go where a color goes. Otherwise I feel like I'm wasting too much time on threading needles. So I just follow the colors. So I do have a corner of this part done. I don't know if you can see it in the frame. You can't. And when this part meets up down here and I find where the mistake is, I'll just kind of figure that out when I get there. But figure if I start from the top and go down, then I can figure out that mistake. So I mostly have the sky, and I do have these little trees now, and I'm coming into the stuff. I can't wait till I get over to like the barn or the tractor where there's more things. That's one of the reasons I like this pattern, was that there was like so many different things that could kind of come out at you, versus a lot of my scenes it's just like kind of like a big beautiful scene, and this one has a lot to it, I feel like. So this one has a lot of part threads. Actually, I'll unravel it for you a little, because I do part threads if I've taken the color kind of where it goes. So you can see that bottom corner, I've gotten to like the shadow of the cow, and somewhere I messed up and I didn't want to keep going off it, so I just went up the side, and now I'm doing that corner. And I was kind of working in here, just, this is pretty mostly like block coloring or a lot of stitching, you know, kind of like this, where it may not be blocks, but it's a lot where I can just kind of do that. So I kind of fill in here, and then I go in here, and this tree, like the trees and stuff, it'll be one stitch of a color, and I hate that kind of thing, but I really like this pattern. So I kind of do a little bit of that where it takes forever, and then I go to a chunk where I can feel like I get more done. But I really like this pattern. This is just on 22 count Hardanger as well, because that's what I had when I wanted to start it. That's what was in my bin. Okay, so I worked on that one some. This one is an old pattern from a couple years, well, not old. I mean, I've only been stitching a couple years. But one of my older ones I got for Christmas one year. And I just do a little bit here and there. But it's called Crackers About Cheese by Bothy Threads. And I just think it's cute, even though I hate mice and they cause me problems all the time. I had this mouse done for a while and the cheese done for a while. He's got his tail, and I'm just kind of filling in cheese colors. So I didn't do a lot, but I probably put a couple hundred stitches into this. One day it was calling to me, and I felt like stitching that. So I really do like these Rendell, I think that's what they're called, Rendell Designs, or Hannah Dale. What's her name? Yeah, Rendell Designs by Hannah Dale. I think she has just such cute animal patterns. There used to be a girl on here, I cannot remember her name. She used to stitch a lot of these. That's what got me into these cute little animal ones, because I usually stitch more like houses and nature scenes, but I really like these little animal ones. So I did spend a little bit of time on that. I do find the pattern a little bit challenging because it's all black and white, so I have to take a pencil, like a yellow pencil, and color in what I think I'll get done, and then take like another color and color over it so that I can see where the stitches are. I don't like patterns that are black and white because I have hard time finding where my next stitch should be. So this one I usually only do like little bits here and there, and I get bored and move on. But I got some stitches in it, so that's good. And finally, for the cross stitching, I have a new start. What's new if I don't have a new start? Soda Stitch, I love them. I think I have I have 4 going now by Soda Stitch. Winter Village. And I saw this, I think it was a new pattern, I saw it and was immediately like, well, I have to buy that one. Because I just thought it was like a nice one when I just want something easy. So it is Winter Village, and I just like all the little houses. I did contemplate maybe doing like just each little house by itself, making little ornaments out of them or something. And maybe I still will, like another time. But I also kind of liked this because I thought hopefully maybe it can fit in that same thing with the fall, and then in winter I could put this in there. So I don't know if it'll work or not, but that was my thought. So I am going to just stitch it as it is. Started in the middle up here, and I did kind of this little house. There's a lot of white snow, but I think, okay, so usually I can't see white because I always like white fabric, and anyways, this was a fabric, a 14 count, cheapo Joann's fabric, and I dyed it, so it's got a little, like, I dyed it myself. It's going to be, it's kind of shimmery because it's like polyester, I think, instead of cotton. So, I don't know if you can tell kind of the variation in the dye, but I kind of like the color for it. I feel like it's similar, although this is more gray, but this is what I had, and I thought it would work. So it's just like a 14 count basic, and yeah, there's that first little house. The windows have like 2 stitches of each color, so I might just wait to fill in all the windows really until I get all the houses, and then I can just do that color all around rather than threading my needle for 2 stitches and then moving on. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, there's a lot of like snow in between, but I just think that will be cute, and I like that you could, you know, one week just do a little house if you felt like it, or when I do my big projects and then I just want to see an actual like picture show up, because some of my, you know, my big projects, I love when the picture shows up, and those don't always show a full like motif or picture. I don't necessarily like samplers that have alphabet and stuff in them, so I feel like this is a good one where a little motif will just show up. So this was my last stitching thing since the last time I saw you. I did stitch a couple other things, like 1 strand, so it wasn't worth even bringing up here. So yeah, if you were just here for the cross stitching, that's what I got done this week. If you want to know where I spent most of my time the last couple weeks, then stick around for a minute. I am super proud of myself because for years I wanted to learn to knit socks, and I showed you when I started on the last video. I ended up ripping that out just because it was my first little attempt, and this was my second attempt. So I didn't get all the way on that sock, and I decided I wanted to try real wool. So I got this little like sock blocker thing, but a sock, and not just one. I have a pair. I actually made a pair of socks, and I'm pretty amazed with myself because I could never understand knitting. I never got it to work, and this time I was determined, and I was like, I am not giving up. This is ridiculous. How can all these people do it and I can't? So I made an actual sock. This is my first ever knitting project, my first completed knitting project, and I figured out how to do a heel flap and gusset and the toes, and they fit. That's sock number 1. Now sock number 1 was like beginner's luck, I think. Sock number 2 is pretty good also, but something happened with the heel, and there's like some extra bump in here, and there are some other mistakes, so it's not as good. But I was getting sick of this yarn and annoyed with it and wanted to move on to other new fun yarn, and so I'm just excited that I learned how to knit socks. Yay! I can knit something. So I'm really excited. So that is where I spent most of my time. I spent a lot of time on these. And I started a new one yesterday because I just finished those. So I got a new fun ball of yarn. And I started, I think I've already screwed up this ribbing because I obviously am still learning. This is only the second thing I've ever knit in my life. So I think I've screwed it up already, but that's okay. I'm learning on these magic needles. So I'm doing the magic loop. Magic Needle, I think, is a cross stitch company. Okay, magic loop. And yeah, so this will be the cuff of a new sock. So I'm having fun, but now I'm having to juggle my time between learning to knit and cross stitch, and my cross stitch is taking a little bit of a beating in the last few weeks because of that, but I'm excited to just cozy up this fall and winter by my fireplace and make lots of things. So anyways, that is my update for this time, and I appreciate you so much for watching and sticking around and being here. I love reading all your comments and everything. I'm losing my voice, I think. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for sticking around, and see you next time. We'll see what I get done next time. Happy stitching!